Hey everyone, so we're part of the Friends of Himalayan, or FHC, Friends of Himalayan Children, a non-profit organisation helping Himalayan communities with education, community development and empowerment of women and girls. The FHC mission, the Friends of Himalayan Children is a humanitarian organisation working to stop child labour and child slavery through providing access to education, safe home for disadvantaged children and community development projects in rural Nepal. Former Nepalese child slave Som Tamang, who now lives in Cairns, he founded the Friends of Himalayan Children in 2007. This was done with help from friends of his in Cairns and uni and work colleagues who found out over the previous years to 2007 Som had actually self-supported 2 separate hostels and built a new classroom in the local village school. In 2011, Som won a Pride of Australia award for an Australian born overseas and who has enriched our country through community involvement, hard work and willingness to embrace their new home. Som continues to lead FHC and is an inspiration in his approach to life and his experiences and his own education journey.
After listening to Som speak on the local ABC, I ran into his partner Susan at Rusty's. I'd been looking for a child sponsorship program that was not-for-profit, ensuring that all donations went to those who needed it. At this stage they had no sponsorship program, however they found us this little girl, Nana Maya, and we will be able to connect with her, and that's how our involvement with FHC began. 2011 we travelled to Nepal with my 3 children and were welcomed into Batasi village. My children were then 12, 15 and 16 and despite the cultural differences they learnt that children were no different to them there. They slept in the loft together, cut grass together and attended school together. Christmas Day was spent on the hillside where we had a picnic lunch with about 100 children. Everyone helped carry all the food, cooking pots, utensils up the mountain and cooked over an open fire. The main course walked itself up.
And that menu consisted of veggies, rice, lentils and a goat curry. So plates were overflowing and what didn't fit into tummies was carefully packed into bags and taken home. When Kylie's daughter Holly discovered that some of these children would be their only meal for several days, she was inspired and this was our school meal program commenced. So 2012 was spent selling chocolates, hosting movie nights, garage sales and just generally shaking the tin, during which 15-year-old Holly raised an amazing $1,500. In January 2013 she returned to Batasi and with an interpreter she commenced the school meal program, which started as 20 children and fellow parents saw what good it was doing and that grew to 120.
On 25th of April 2014 I received a message from 17-year-old Manny. They'd experienced an earthquake. All that was FHC was gone. The brand new hostel, current hostel, the hostel in Telemarang, the school, Som's family home and Som's brother, our friend Amber. He lost his life when he was knocked off his bike in a landslide. Nearly every family in Batasi lost at least one family member and approximately 90% of the homes were destroyed.
FHC disaster recovery, among other projects, included distribution of 1,650 kilo bags of rice, 1,400 tarps and tents, 6,000 sheets of corrugated iron, medical camps and distribution of donated items. Following the earthquake, FHC noticed schools and villages close to the main roads were the only ones that received direct support from the main charities. And so we began the school bag project. A school bag with resources becomes a powerful item in the hands of children who have never been provided with them. This is a direct investment in the students who become active agents for change and provide hope for the future.
In 2009, when we first started supporting FHC, the school consisted of 5 classrooms. They were completing a library and toilet block. Today, the school teaches from prep to grade 10, with its sights set on extending to include +2, which is the equivalent of our grades 11 and 12. Currently, this is only offered in Kathmandu.
FHC currently employs 9 teachers in Batasi, 3 in surrounding villages and 3 in the Everest region. This is also in addition to the government provided teachers. future goal is to improve the quality of education in the surrounding villages and reduce the anxiety experienced by these children who come up to do the higher grades. In December last year, we returned to Batazi and a very different village confronted us. Families were living in extreme poverty and hardship, and corrugated iron and tarp shelters with beaten mud floors line the bitterly cold hillsides.
We distributed knitted beanies, jumpers, clothing and school bags to remote villages, interviewed many teachers, taught in classrooms and attended countless number of community meetings. We also purchased 2 sewing machines and an overlocker. Benita was a young lady supported by FHC and learnt to sew, and now we set her up in her own business with the provisions that she would teach others and assist with the repairs and replacement of the hostel children's school uniforms. I taught her to make reusable sanitary products, which was an initiative of the charity Days for Girls.
So in an article a couple of years ago, the Professor Harding, the Vice Chancellor of JCU Cairns, quoted, "One person from a disadvantaged background who achieves higher education is not only likely to reap the benefits of that for themselves, but will be transformational for generations to come for their community." A lot of what we do really inspires us and hopefully inspires others, and just the Nepalese greeting, so namaste. It means the light in me creates the light in you. Thank you.
Anyone ask Shane and Kylie any questions before they sit down? We're not going to rush or anything like that.